Welcome to Clarity Beyond Numbers. I'm Gunling and I'm delighted to have you with me. In this podcast, we explore the ideas that shape sustainable businesses and future-ready professional practices, from governance and compliance to leadership, strategy, and cross-border opportunities. Whether you are a business owners, practitioners, or finance professionals, my goal is to share practical insights that help you make better decisions with confidence. Let's go beyond the numbers and begin today's conversation. Today's episode is about compliance is not the finish line. Have you ever heard someone say, "As long as my business is compliant, everything will be fine"? It's a common belief. After all, every business has legal obligations, tax requirements, financial reporting responsibilities, and various regulations to follow. But today, I'd like to offer a different perspective. Compliance is not the finish line. It is the foundation for sustainable growth. Let's think about building a house. The foundation is essential. Without a strong foundation, the structure above it will never be stable or secure. But no one builds a house just to admire the foundation. The foundation exists to support something much greater. The same principle applies to business. Compliance provides confidence that an organization is operating responsibly and meeting its obligation. It helps protect stakeholders, strengthens accountability, and establish trust. However, long-term success also depends on leadership, strategy, innovation, and effective execution. Compliance creates the platform upon which sustainable businesses are built. Over the years, I've observed that organizations generally approach compliance in three different ways. The first group views compliance as a cost. Their goal is to do the minimum required to avoid penalties or regulatory issues. The second group sees compliance as a routine business function. They maintain proper records, submit reports on time, and establish basic internal controls. This is an important step because it reflects discipline and responsibility. Then there is the third group. These organizations understand that governance and compliance are strategic assets. They recognize that strong governance creates confidence among investors, lenders, employees, customers, and business partners. When confidence grows, opportunities often follow. Banks have greater trust in financial information. Investors gain confidence in management. Employees understand their responsibilities. Business partners are more willing to collaborate. Compliance becomes more than an obligation. It becomes part of a strong organizational culture. The conversation changes from asking, "What is the minimum we need to do?" to asking, "How can we build a stronger and more sustainable organization?" And I believe that is the mindset that distinguishes resilient businesses. Let's take internal control as an example. Many people associate internal controls only for audits or regulatory requirements. But effective internal controls do much more. They reduce errors, they minimize the risk of fraud, they improve operational efficiency, they provide reliable information for management decisions. Most importantly, they support accountability throughout the organization. Strong governance is not about creating unnecessary bureaucracy. It is about establishing clear responsibilities, transparency, accountability, and reliable information so that better decisions can be made at every level of organization. When governance works well, businesses become more resilient. The same applies to financial reporting. Some business owners see financial statements as documents prepared only for tax authorities or statutory purposes. But financial information is much more than a compliance requirement. It is a management tool. It helps leaders understand profitability. It highlights cash flow trends. It supports investment decisions. It identifies risk early. And it provides the information needed for plan for the future growth. Good reporting supports good leaderships. As technology and artificial intelligence continue to evolve, these perspectives becomes more relevant. Technology can automate routine processes, improve efficiencies, and provide timely information. But professional judgment, ethical decision-making, and accountability remain the responsibility of human leaders and professionals. Technology can process data. People provide wisdom. Technology can generate reports. Leaders make decisions. That human element will continue to define successful organizations. I often share a simple principle. Governance creates confidence. Confidence builds trust. Trust supports sustainable growth. This sequence applies to organizations of every size. When governance is weak, confidence declines. When confidence declines, trust becomes fragile. And when trust is weakened, opportunities become more difficult to achieve. On the other hand, organizations that invest in good governance often build stronger relationships with stakeholders and position themselves for long-term success. So perhaps the better question is not, are we compliant? Instead, we should ask, are our governance practices help us make better decisions? Are our internal controls strengthening our organization? Are our financial reports supporting future growth? Are we building a business that stakeholders can trust? These questions move us beyond compliance and towards sustainable leadership. Compliance should never be viewed as the end of the journey. It is the beginning. It establishes the discipline, structure, and accountability needed for organizations to innovate, adapt, and grow responsibly. The strongest organizations are not simply those that meet regulatory requirements. They are those that use governance, compliance, and leadership together to create lasting value for all stakeholders. Because in the end, compliance provides the foundation. Governance builds confidence. Leadership drives growth. And together, they create organizations that are sustainable, resilient, and trusted. Thank you for joining me on Clarity Beyond Numbers. I hope today's episode has given you valuable insights and a new perspective that you can apply in your business or professional journey. If you found this conversation helpful, do follow the podcast and share it with your colleagues and network. Remember, numbers tell us where we are, but clarity guides where we go next. Thank you for listening, and I'm Gan-Ling here signing off. See you in the next episode.